Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. So, I have 963 hertz healing therapy, relaxing music for stress relief, frequency of God, return to oneness, returning to oneness within yourself. Okay, so I'm going to read out of the Bible real quick. Usually do that at the end, but Hosea 8. Put the trumpet to your lips. An eagle is over the house of the Lord, because the people have broken my covenant and rebelled against my law. Israel cries out to me, "Oh, our God, we acknowledge you." But Israel has rejected what is good. An enemy will pursue him. They set up kings without my consent. They choose princes without my approval. With their silver and gold, they make idols for themselves in their own destruction. Throw out your calf idol, O Samaria. My anger burns against them. How long will it be incapable of purity? They are from Israel, this calf. A craftsman has made it. It is not God. It will be broken in pieces. That calf of Samaria. They sow the wind and reap the whirlwind. The stalk has no head. It will produce no flower. Were it to yield again, foreigners would swallow it up. Israel is swallowed up. Now she is among the nations like a worthless thing. For they have gone up to Assyria like a wild donkey, wandering alone. Ephraim has sold herself to lovers, although they have sold themselves among the nations. I will now gather them together. They will begin to waste away under the oppression of the mighty king. Though Ephraim built many altars for sin offerings, these have become altars for sinning. I wrote for them the many things of my law, but they regarded them as something alien. They offer sacrifices given to me, and they eat the meat, but the Lord is not pleased with them. Now he will remember their wickedness and punish their sins. They will return to Egypt. Israel has forgotten his maker and built palaces. Judah has fortified many towns, but I will send fire upon their cities that will consume their fortresses. That's the whole book of Hosea 8, Israel to reap the whirlwind. Okay, so I want to thank God for the opportunity to read for all of you, and I want to thank all of you who have been with me. So thank you so much. We're coming up on a new year. Have you thought about what direction you're moving? What choices are put in front of you? The different opportunities that may be coming forth in your life. Okay, so be careful to not pass up any opportunities. An opportunity that is offered, that's right in front of you, at your fingertips, It's if you're not paying attention, it'll pass you by. Okay, so kind of doing it backwards on this. So I'm going to talk about the angel number. So we have 7, which is 7 of swords, 6 of swords, and the Queen of Swords. So there's a lot going on with this Queen of Swords here. All right, the 7 of Swords. Cunning, skillfulness, and determination that needs to be used for the right purposes. Considering escape from an imprisoning situation. Manipulation that tends to backfire. Watch your back. Change of heart. Treachery. That's the 7 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is a journey, going to warmer or cooler climes. Messenger, kind attention. Success after trials. recovery from illness or bereavement. The Queen of Swords is fault-finding, belittling, tough exterior with inner fragility or coldness, experiencing hardship, widow, barren, sterile, mourning, separation, loneliness, famine, losses and their effects, nasty attitude, slander. So, either this Queen of Swords has been called out and she's running, or people are seeing who she is and they're all departing from her, leaving her lonely and feeling a loss and separation and losing their effects. So the effects can be two things. So let me just read the definition of effects. Okay, so cause something to happen, bring about nature up. See, cause something to happen, bring about. Nature always affected a cure. Okay, so another one is a change which is a result or consequence of an action or other cause, such as the lethal effects of hard drugs. And then the last one is the light, sound, or scenery used in a play, movie, or broadcast. The production relied too much on spectacular effects. So if you, it might fit for you that she was playing a role and she was casting out certain things, and she's getting caught up. Okay, so people are walking away from her. People are calling her out on her. Maybe she misrepresented someone else because it made her feel good, whatever it is. So let's read that angel number for you real quick. So we're at 761, angel number. Number 761 is a compilation of the vibrations of number 7, the energies of number 6, and the attributes of number 1. Number 7 is the number of knowledge and understanding, discernment and listening to the inner self, spiritual development and awakening, learning and education, determination and persistence of purpose, mysticism, psychic abilities, and spiritual gifts. Number 6 relates to love of home and family and domestic, providing for the self and others, service to others, and selflessness, being grateful, responsibility and reliability, grace, dignity, and simplicity. Number 6 also resonates with mediation and the ability to compromise, finding solution, and overcoming obstacles. Number 1 promotes striving forward and pursuing goals, instinct and intuition, ambition and tenacity, initiative, changes, inspiration, self-leadership, and assertiveness, new beginnings and starting afresh. Number 1 also relates to creating your own realities with your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Angel number 761 is a message from your angels that your positive affirmations, attitude, and prayers have been greatly assisting you along your life path and have helped to manifest all that you need in your day-to-day life. The angels encourage you to continue with your prayers and visualizations and listen to your intuition. Take positive action towards the directions of your dreams. Angel number 761 encourages you to recognize your wonderful and unique personality traits and bring them to the fore to be used for their highest good. Love and nourish yourself by doing what you want to do rather than what others want you to do. When you love who you are, you instinctively bring out the best in yourself and will find more positive ways to fulfill your needs and express your true self in all ways. Angel number 761 indicates that your positive attitude and optimism are leading you towards your desired goals and aspirations. The angels encourage you to keep up your positive energies and have faith and trust that all of your material and monetary needs will be met. What you put out to the universe comes back to you. So I just want to give you a little testimony. God has always been with me. It took me a while to realize that. I had to go into a very dark place. And if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that my second husband, I've never wanted to harm anybody, but my second husband drove me to me actually wanting to kill him. So the story real quick is we got off work. It was frustrating. It was day after day after day of being frustrated. Day after day after day, getting up in the morning and telling him, all right, Chris, we have a new day. Let's make the best of it. And I stopped saying that because it wasn't working. And he asked me, how come you're not saying that? I said, because it's not freaking working with you. So why should I keep saying something that you're not getting? In any event, he kept the front of the house dark. We had wooden shutters in our condo. And it was a galley kitchen. And on one side was the kitchen, the other side was the bathroom. And then going through was the bedroom, so it was a one-bedroom condo. And I stood frozen looking at the light in the kitchen. And I even turned and looked at him, and he was busy watching TV and already drinking his beer, smoking a cigarette. He didn't even ask me why I was frozen. And on my left shoulder, I saw something, and as soon as I peeked over, it disappeared. And it was like poof in my brain. And it said, go in the kitchen and get the two biggest knives and cut them up. You'll feel so much better. And it was a man's voice, a man that I don't know, but it was definitely a male voice. And I was clenching my fist, and I looked at him again, and he was still watching TV, drinking his beer and smoking his cigarettes, not even giving me a look over to ask me why am I standing there frozen. And looked back at the light, and on my right shoulder, I saw something. When I peeked over, it disappeared. Poof. Go for a walk. And it sounded like my mom. Go for a walk. God divinely walked me out of his life. I walked 60 miles that week. And every time he made me angry, I walked to keep my peace. Because I know that I could have really hurt him if he kept making me angry, right? Because everybody has a breaking point. Why am I telling all of you this? The testimony. Okay, so God has been with me in many different ways since I sat up in my bed and I said, all right, God, I'm ready to take the leap of faith. I still have truck payments. I don't have a deposit. I don't have first month's rent. But the most recent one was I have this big purchase that I want to do for my sister's children. That's something I could share with them. And because my sister took care of my grandparents, everybody in our whole family knew that she was the caretaker of my grandparents. When she was born, my grandmother fell in love with her and asked my mom if she could have her. And out of love, my mom gave my sister to my grandparents. So I cry because it's the whole love thing, right? Like, you make these choices out of love. And so my sister Tanya, God bless her, I know she's up in heaven. My sister Tanya spent her whole life caring after she was old enough to start taking care. I think she was like in 8th grade. She had to learn how to cook. She had to learn how to do laundry. Maybe she had been doing laundry for a while. I really don't know. But my grandparents were in their, I would say in their early 70s, maybe. My grandma was, because my grandfather was a few years older than my grandma. But she cared for them. And the house, she actually, the house was left to the firstborn, the first grandson of my uncle who carries the family name Capituan. And it was left to my mom, which she had 9 kids, and left to my sister Tanya, which would mean that Tanya carries a 9th more than anybody else. Well, yeah, she would carry a 9th more than anybody else, which means the house is really should be for her. She passed away, and people didn't want, for whatever reason, the children were really damaged from that, and they were displaced. It was a horrific time, and they were young, and I spoke up for them, but on the pecking order, I'm the youngest, so my sister died when she was 29, so that means I was 27, and everybody else was a lot older than me. Anyways, I did speak up for them, but a lot of things happened while they were growing up, and they lost their stability out of ignorance of not seeing a higher perspective of a situation. And so anyways, I told you all that I'm guided to go on and do other things, and that's one of the things, is to bless my sister's kids, to let them know that they are worth every ounce of gold and more that's throughout this world. And yeah, I want to help them do something. So when I said the words, I got a surprise gift, and well, it's a big deal, and I wasn't expecting it, and I'm gonna use it to help my sister's kids come together, at least the daughter and the middle son, and hopefully the oldest son is good on his own, and hopefully the youngest son, who lives in Vegas, maybe my the middle son will reach out to him and say, hey, we got a place for you. So we'll get them all in one compound, and they can live a more comfortable life. So I say thank you, God, for this. Without the prayers, without I don't really pray for myself, but I know that God hears when I pray for others, and I pray that my loved ones are healthy and protected and that sort of thing, and but my prayers are always for everybody else, because I already know God's going to take care of me. He's been taking care of me. So I say to all of you, stay focused on God. Stay focused on having God on the forefront of your life. I'm not perfect. Sometimes my mind goes off somewhere else, and God has to pull me back. And I say I thank you, God, for pulling me back, to not letting me stray too far away, to sending me, little nudges or little synchronicities. Hey, you're going off the path, and but I just wanted to share that this latest blessing, and I'm gonna do right with it, and try to get my niece and nephews some stability that they so deserve. And I'll tell you, I myself went through the same thing they went through, except for I had to go from sister to sister to sister. They had to leave the house the only house they ever knew, to all of a sudden have a stepmom, and all of a sudden have their dad back in their life. And it was a different kind of control that I had to go through, that they had to go through. It's different, but it was still the same. We both lost our mother. The oldest of my nephews, he lost his mother by sister the same age that I lost my mother. And then the younger ones, so it goes quite a few years. And the younger ones kind of barely have any real memories. So, well, that's what they say. I think they closed it all down from all the hurt. So I'm hoping that they can come together and be a family on, anyways, just be together instead of separate, and have a easier life instead of a tougher life, because they've had decades of a tough life since my sister passed away. So, okay, so I did the angel number. 7 has to do with spirituality, 6 has to do with harmony, and the Queen of Swords, well, I read out of the book what it said about the Queen of Swords. So, Miracles Now, I make time to recharge my battery. The world needs my energetic light. So all of you out there, you know that you either are destined to be a light worker, or you have a yearning to be a light worker. A light worker comes in many forms. It's to me is doing the things that you love will recharge your battery. It'll give you a different outlook on life. It'll make you appreciate your life more. It'll bring about people who see your beautiful work. And you can share with them at that time that you did that work and it was part of your healing process, if that's how you feel. I know that that's how I felt. And God blessed me, I was able to do like almost 400 plywood marker plaques with spiritual healing words on it that I gave out. It's God allowed me to do that to bless other people. And at the same time, I was getting my healing. And then when I got here to Guadalupe, God blessed me with enough money to, I think I was be probably about 425 on canvas paintings. So I really didn't take too much money. I think one was actually bought. I gave a whole bunch away, and I give it because that's what God wanted me to do. But you see, the people receiving it, although they liked the pictures, they couldn't understand, like, why am I not asking for money, It's hard for me to accept money. I've worked my whole life, so and I know that God's taking care of me. So there'll come a time when I apply my art to other things, and then maybe build a business like that. Like if there's something that I do, like etching a picture of Christ on a, like one of these cylinder things, right? One of these cylinder things, and then I could sell those. God be with you, Jesus be with you. Maybe I'm gonna do T-shirts. Maybe I'm gonna just do more artwork. It's gonna come to a point where I'm gonna be the teacher for a little while for a group of people, and they're probably gonna be teaching me something because we're at least two or four generations apart. So although I've lived 6 decades here on this earth, things that are happening now for a teenager or a young adult, I don't have a clue about because I'm not a teenager or a young adult. So there'll be times when I'm teaching someone, and there'll be times when that person or those people will be teaching me something. So that's the whole process of learning and growing and understanding, getting different perspectives, higher perspectives, learning how to accept people, right? It has a whole bunch of everything to do with everything regarding putting love on the forefront. That's my opinion. But if you're guided to be here, there's a reason. If you're thriving, you're yearning, you're wanting, you're desiring to be a light worker. Whatever it is, do you want to just do some podcast and talk about things you went through? Do you want to do tarot readings? Do you want to do Reiki healing? Reiki? I know that's not how you say it, but what is it that you want to do? Do you want to start a tour guide for the area where you live? Which would be pretty cool because out here I've gone to Pismo several times, and I see these young people and I just start talking to them. And one couple, they were here from Vegas on their honeymoon, and they were like, this is a once in a lifetime. And I said, well, did you guys put Avila hot tubs on your list? And they're like, oh my God, no. They were leaving that day, so I don't know what exactly happened, but I just said I would squeeze it in another day, take a day off up there and apply it here so you have the opportunity to do that, because there's not very many places that have hot tubs on the side of a mountain that you can go be private and look at the stars with someone you love, right? Okay, so moving forward, I have the handwritten cards. Now, this is something I spoke about October 14th, 24, 10, 14, 24. So those numbers are 6, 6. They're 12, which is the 3. Knowing you deserve the best means never settling for less. Okay, so 3 has to do with Trinity, right? 10, 14, that is a 6. 2 plus 4 is a 6. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay? Knowing you deserve the best means never settling for less. Okay, so my little drawing's kind of jacked up, but yin and yang. So maybe you're finding out who your yang is if you're the yin, or who your yin is if you're the yang. And maybe your person's figuring that out. Maybe Spirit is enlightening your person. Maybe Spirit has already enlightened you. Okay. Never underestimate anyone. Work on yourself. Compete with no one. Fair treatment, honesty, love, and grace. Honesty, love, and grace those are just three, but they're really three big ones, right? To be honest, to choose love, to walk with God's grace, to treat people fairly, to say, hey, why are we constantly talking about this girl who doesn't do anything but mind her own business? Why are you always at her? Or why are you always at him? Why is everybody trying to pounce on this person who's, very humble, and all these lies put at this person? Oh, she does this. She's a hooker. She's a stripper. She's doing things for money. Sexual favors for money. That's how she's making her living. That's how she gets along. Whatever those things are. And who's doing it and why? They could be doing it because maybe your person has said, hey, you know that girl Joy? Well, I really like her. And he's talking to someone who maybe had feelings for him, or has feelings for him, or wants more from him than what he's willing to give, whatever the situation is. So this person will talk trash about Joy and say how this Bill should be hating Joy. Why do you like Joy so much, Bill? She's worthless. She's no good. She's uneducated. She's probably down on her luck right now because she made bad choices. There's no one to help her because she burned bridges. Do you want to put yourself into the fire with her? When in all actuality, Joy is being treated right. Not by anyone in particular, but by God Almighty. God has looked over Joy. God has helped Joy heal. God has saw to Joy opening up her mind, body, and soul to God's love. And now she's understanding that she deserves better than what anybody else was giving her. That for whatever reasons, it could be how you're raised. You marry someone, you're with them till the day you die, kind of mentality. So it's like that gives a person a free pass to act like a jerk, or act like an animal, or act in a disgusting way. And because you said those vows, you still have to stay with that person. And a lot of people still believe that, and divorce rates are probably really high. And but I think it's people learning that they ought to be more choosy in who they choose. They ought to say a prayer to God. God, I really like this girl Joy. Is she really the one right for me? If she is, Lord, reveal that to me. Or reveal the person that you want for me, so that I don't keep wanting Joy. Okay? So someone has to confess something to you, or you have to confess something to someone else. It has to do with resisting temptation. Maybe Joy is really a good girl, which I think she is, but other people didn't want Bill to see her that way. They wanted Bill to think that Joy was temptation, and that they needed to resist her. So it could be something like that. But in any event, Bill should be saying to himself, Well, I kind of get these nudges, and I've thought about Joy for all this time. It could be, 6 months, Joy's been gone. It could be 6 years, Joy's been gone. Whatever the amount of time that Bill still has feelings for Joy, he really needs to understand that those are his feelings. Maybe they told Bill that Joy casted love spells. Well, I'm still learning a whole bunch about this, but people who have a natural, loving, kind aura, they don't have to cast spells for love because love finds them. So, I don't know how else to put it, but I don't believe a person of love has any reason to cast spells of love to make someone fall in love with them. Because if you're living with love in your life, why cast a spell? You already have love in your life. Okay. I've learned from the best. I see so much clearer. And my understandings, I seek higher knowledge. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And the last one is develop a balanced conscience. So, people will try to guide you the wrong way, and when you buy into it, and then you go about your day, and I don't know, maybe you walk out of the house, maybe you walk out of the building where you work, whatever it is. As soon as you walk out, they're like, oh, we got him again. Look, he's being stupid because he's believing us, or she, whatever. Okay, so, like for me, I really know who my twin flame is, but, I've already told him that, I can't hold on to someone who's not holding on to me. I can't expel my energy when it's not reciprocated. I can't waste my time on someone who is wasting his own time. All right, so the thing is my person might feel like I've abandoned them, I've walked away from them. That's probably not really so. What's probably so is that I have to choose my peace. I have to choose what's best for me. And if my true flame doesn't think that I'm best for him, then why should I think that he's best for me? So it's all energy. So once he shifts his mind saying, I deserve her and she deserves me, and I'm going to do everything I can to get her back. I'm going to take that leap of faith. I'm going to stop listening to other people. I'm going to stop being tempted by all of these other distractions. And I'm going to use my energetic light to find my person. So my person will see that I have gone through changes and that I'm ready for this because I deserve it. And God knows I deserve it. And I thank God that he has humbled me and he has calmed my ego and he has given me discernment and he has touched my heart with his love. So I know that I am always protected. I am always guided by the good Lord above. Okay, so my love cards. Love can bring in generosity. So that's a perfect thing for me. I got 5 figures I wasn't expecting that I know where it belongs. It belongs to my sister's kids, although it's come to me. It's come to me so that God can be with me when I bless my dead sister's children. So the generosity is not for me. I'm playing my role, but the generosity is from God, from my sister up in heaven, who stands right next to my grandma. My grandma's so close to God. Okay, so that's where the generosity comes in, and it's up to me to make sure I do it right, so I can fix possibly a generational curse, right? Okay, love can give you better disciplines. So, it's kind of like, I'll take the trash out later. 3 days later, I'll take the trash out later. But when you start loving who you are, you're going to take the trash out as soon as it needs to be taken out. You're not going to hesitate. You're not going to hesitate on doing anything that's good for your life. And for some of you out there, I quit smoking for about 1.5 years, and I actually started up I don't know if it was this past September or the September before, but anyways, and it's because I get nervous, and the holidays are coming up. I'm always a little bit nervous around the holidays, and so I started smoking, and I committed again to quit smoking, and today's like my 5th day. So starting the new year, that's one of my New Year resolutions, that I want to stick to it, and never take it back again. Okay? So love can give you better disciplines. It can make you treat yourself better, be better to yourself. If you're better to yourself, then people can see that you're more balanced, and you love yourself, you care about yourself. When you love and care about yourself, people know that you can give them that same love. You have to just be careful not to be taken advantage of. Okay, so I pulled this card before, but I'm happy to pull it again. Love can bring in ancestral protection. So, I believe our ancestors are our guardian angels. And I believe you could have more than one. I believe that you could have an ancestor that's 6 generations up that you never even met as your guardian angel. Okay? Because we're all here to do a specific job. And when we sit up in our bed in the middle of the night, and we say, all right, God, I'm ready to take the leap of faith, and all these doors open. And when you believe that your ancestors protect you, and you walk across the street and a young girl comes 1 foot from hitting you in her car, that's real protection. And when you can walk the streets at 11 o'clock at night, I usually just walk around front, but I still go out. But even so, it gets dark about 5 something now. Even walking at 6 or 7, it's already pitch dark out. And I walk around like I own the town. And nobody bothers me. And it's the spiritual protection of my ancestors. So it's important to thank them, and it's important for you to ask them for things. Ask them to reveal things. Ask them for the protection. Ask them. And thank God for your connection with your ancestors and with God directly. Next, love can bring in hope. So, when people have taken your love and I used to tell my daughter when she was a little baby that she would rip my heart out and throw it up to the fan. And she actually would pretend to stomp on it. And, maybe I shouldn't have played that game with her. But it was just, I don't know, it's just something that made her laugh. So I kind of did it and it made her laugh. But I'm hoping that the love between us that we can start again and we can have hope for each other. That there's hope of healing, there's hope of mending, there's hope of loving, there's hope of trusting. Love can help you weather any storm of any season. So, the chosen ones, I can tell you, are ones that are always belittled. They're always picked on. They're always tortured, or they're taught to torture others. They're taught to hurt others so that they will be guilty and not feel free to move forward. Or, they will feel like, oh, I have to do this to fit in the group. I have to let them treat me this way to fit in the group. And the reason why we are put through this is because when we actually stand up, God already knows what's in store for us, and He knows that we have a certain fight within us. And when we break out and we see things clearly, nothing is going to stop us. Nothing is going to stop us from the path that God sets in front of us. When it's so true that man betrays, it's rare that animals betray, but some dogs do betray, right? But I think that's another story. But humans betray you. They smile in your face, they stab you in the back. Then you come back and they're still smiling in your face to pump you for information so they have something else to talk about. And twist and turn and add and subtract. And you're this horrible person because they want other people to see you that way, because they actually see you as a good person, but they don't want other people to see you as the good person that they actually see you as, if that makes sense. Okay, love can make you find more and more reasons to appreciate. So, more and more reasons to appreciate. I appreciate my life. I thank God that I woke up this morning. I thank God that I have enough food to get me through. I have enough gas to get me through. I have enough clean clothes to get me through. The weather's beautiful. I might try to take a different event to get me out and about, but to find more and more reasons to appreciate. I appreciate the fact that God is with me, and that I know that He loves me, and I know that He knows that I'm not perfect, but He knows that I always do my best to do right. Okay, so the list can go on and on and on. And love can and should give you more reasons to appreciate. The last one is love can build your dreams. God is love, love is God. All these are God is love, love is God. There's only one. So God can be many things to you. Your true self wants to be everything that you believe that God wants you to be. When you haven't opened up your mind to God, some people say, well, God doesn't really exist, which is a horrible thing to say, but I guess I've heard one or two people say that before. They say God is a crutch. I've heard that being said, where religion, God, It's a crutch. But sometimes we need a crutch. But we shouldn't only use that crutch. Or I don't know how to put it, but you can figure out your own way. Moving forward, we have some cards from the Psychic Tarot. The first card we have is the number 3, having to do with Trinity, partnerships and alliances. You see there's a woman's arm reaching down and pulling up a man, and she has a lot of strength, and she's courageous, and she's helping him, she's lifting him up. So maybe this person who has these tribal tattoos, doesn't have to be tribal, but kind of looks tribal to me. Maybe he's been in the dark and she's been in the light, and she's trying to lift him up. The next is 1, new beginning, triumphant success. You know, maybe the truth, right? He's seeing the truth, and he's pulling himself up out of the ground, realizing that people are trying to bury him, realizing that the temptation wasn't worth it. Let's see, what number was that? That was a 1, new beginnings. 15. Okay, so it's 15 or 6. Temptation. Let me take a peek at these again. Yeah, there's a partnership and alliance. They are destined to have triumphant success. The temptation, they know that they have to turn away from temptation if they want the spiritual union. They have to stay balanced. 2 is a balance. They're hoping 8, 1 plus 7 is 8, for the power of hope, the power of love, the power of trust, the power of forgiveness, the power of God to be with them. And 8, they say, has to do with the universe. Okay, third eye chakra. Maybe it's the third eye chakra that got them. Stop. Third eye chakra. This is the most often talked about of all the chakras, and clairvoyance, inner seeing, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness are all associated with this energy center found between your eyebrows and just above the bridge of your nose. It works closely with the throat and crown chakras and will assist you with your psychic and intuitive inner guidance. To balance the third eye chakra, I recommend that you practice walking, meditations, breath work, yoga, tai chi, visualizations, and color therapy. Don't just focus on this one chakra as part of your development, as it is important to remember that they all should be in balance in order to work in unison and harmony. Okay, so next we have some cards from the archangels. So I'm just going to read these to you as they came out. Okay, Ace of Gabriel, a gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. 1 is a beginning. 2 has to do with balance. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. See, I've had someone tell me, you just work on one thing and then you master that, and then you go on to the next. My answer was, you did one job for 20-something years and you were perfectly happy with that. That's not me. I have to have more than one thing going on in my life regarding keeping my mind occupied. You know, a job, after 10 years, you pretty much learn it all, right? If you never advance, if you just stay, like a corrections officer, right? If you just do that one job your whole 20 years, there's not much to learn, right? Some people are very happy doing that, and some people get a very good pension from doing that. I'm not happy doing that. I want to have kind of my hands doing different things because doing construction, that was the longest job that I ever held, was with my second husband. And that was from like 2011 to 2019. So that was like 8 years. And I love that work because some days we were doing demo, some days we were doing hallways, some days we were doing tile, some days we were doing drywall, some days we were doing windows and doors, some days we were doing trim work, some days we were installing cabinets. You know, it was always something. And that fast pace that I always told everybody I work circles around the men because I'm a worker, you know. I'm a worker and I expect so much out of myself. But, you know, I have to remember that not everybody is as motivated as I am. And how do I get other people to be motivated, you know? In any event, moving forward, so we have 1, 2, 3. 3 of Michael. Release the past. You will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. And we jump to 8. 8 of Gabriel. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. And then we have the 10 of Gabriel. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. And another ace, so we go from 10 to the 1. A positive, new, emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So, from the Akashic, is that right? Tarot, we have the 7 of Keys, the Ascent, that has to do with, you see there's all these little metal, rod, iron, whatever, for him to climb up. Although it's made easier, it still takes his strength and know-how because, you know, you could fall off a mountain by not paying attention. So the ascent, although he had the right materials, it still took his strength and knowledge. Okay, maybe he went up there to think about the Queen of Scrolls. She's the queen. She has certain guidelines that she requires. That's on her scroll. She holds herself at a certain measurement of whatever, morality, of truth, of wisdom, of love, right? She has requirements to be in her presence. The first one of forces, the Akashic Field. That's a very mystical place to be. And it's telling you to don't be afraid to move forward at your new beginning because the Ascended Masters are going to be with you. So the King of Roses comes out. And if you lay it out, the Queen of Scrolls is faceward, and the King of Roses is looking at her. So this guy is really in love with this Queen of Scrolls. So here comes another one. He's on track. He's getting ready to board. He's already made his decision. He's kind of looking back saying, oh, well, you know, am I really doing the right thing? I already bought my ticket. I'm getting ready to go, but I'm just looking back at these other signs. Okay, 4 of Roses, views of the ego. That's your ego, cutting your ego back. We need some of our ego. We don't need all of it because when the ego is in the way, it's edging God out. So temper it down a little. and setting your course, a new beginning. So we went from the 1 to the 3. Now, real quick, I'm going to go over some cards that we got from the mermaids. We got positivity, stay positive. Use your discernment when you're making your choices. Ask the angels for heavenly support and guidance. Be a free spirit, that's where you manifest. Get excited about the mystery of life. And always hold on to hope. That's the end of our reading. Thank you. If no one has told you today that you are loved, I love you. Thank God for everything in your life, good, bad, and indifferent. Bad things are not happening to you. They're happening for you, to awaken you so that you will choose what's right for you instead of staying in that karmic trench. So I love you all. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.